Have you ever heard of someone who got so lost in stories and imagination that they could no longer tell the difference between fantasy and reality? Today, we're diving into Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes, a masterpiece often called the world's first modern novel. This is a tale that's funny, tragic, and deeply human, all at once. The story begins in a small village in Spain, where an old man named Alonso Quixano spends all his time reading books about knights, chivalry, and epic adventures. He becomes so obsessed that he loses touch with reality. One day, he decides to reinvent himself as a wandering knight. He takes the name Don Quixote de la Mancha, puts on an old, rusty suit of armor, mounts his skinny horse Rocinante, and sets out to bring justice to the world. He also recruits a neighbor, a poor farmer named Sancho Panza, to be his loyal squire. Don Quixote promises Sancho that one day he'll reward him with an island to govern. Sancho, though practical and grounded, goes along with the mad knight, creating a hilarious contrast between Don Quixote's lofty dreams and Sancho's down-to-earth wisdom. The most famous episode comes when Don Quixote mistakes windmills for giant monsters. With his lance ready, he charges at them, only to be knocked down. This moment perfectly symbolizes his delusional but passionate fight against imaginary enemies. Don Quixote also dedicates all his adventures to a lady he calls Dulcinea del Toboso. In reality, she's just a simple peasant woman whom he hardly knows, but in his mind, she's the most beautiful and noble lady in the world. Throughout their journeys, Don Quixote tries to help people, but his actions often create chaos instead. Sometimes his adventures are comical, sometimes heartbreaking, but always deeply human. In the final chapters, after years of living in his dream world, Don Quixote slowly comes back to reality. He returns to his village, realizes he is not a knight but just Alonso Quixano, and accepts his mortality. Before his death, he renounces his fantasies, leaving Sancho Panza heartbroken but wiser. Don Quixote isn't just a story of a crazy old man, it's a story about dreams, imagination, and the human desire to find meaning in life. Cervantes shows us how even foolish dreams can be noble, and how reality and fantasy often blur together. That's why this book remains timeless, even after 400 years. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic book breakdowns. Which book should we cover next? Let me know in the comments.